Welcome everybody to look at the third film in the Tales of Adventure Collection number 6 box set from Imprint Films, and it is 1965's King Rat. So this is directed by Brian Forbes, who also did the 1975 original The Stepford Wives and The Naked Face with Roger Moore. And this is a war film clocking in at 135 minutes long. Stars George Segal, who was also in the Quiller Memorandum, Roller Coaster, and the Saint Valentine's Day Massacre, which is actually one of my favourite Roger Corman films. Also stars James Fox, who was in The Russia House, as well as Patriot Games, and Tom Courtenay, who was in Operation Crossbow, A Dandy in Aspic, and 45 Years. And finally, Den O'Malley, who I've seen in 16 other films now, with the likes of the first and the third Indiana Jones films, The House That Dripped Blood, The Vault of Horror, Robin and Marion, and Defense of the Realm. So quite a wide body of work there. So when Singapore surrendered to the Japanese in 1942, the Allied powers, mostly British but including a few Americans, were incarcerated in Changi prison. Among the American prisoners is Corporal King, a wheeler dealer who has managed to establish a pretty good life for himself in the camp. King soon forms a friendship with an upper-class British officer who is fascinated with King's enthusiastic approach to life. So yeah, unlike some other war films, particularly those set in a prisoner of war camp, this isn't about escape or fighting back against the oppressors ruling said camp, but about survival at any cost. This is particularly the case for our lead character, who is played brilliantly by George Segal, who is also supported by a great cast. It is also well paced. Its black and white format suits the really rather quite dark tone of the film while being wonderfully shot. The character interactions are well written, and although there isn't a great deal of plot, it is an effective character piece while having solid themes throughout. And yeah, really a solidly executed conclusion as well on top of all of that. So unfortunately, there are no extras on this disc. It does have a 1080p high definition presentation, but it clearly hasn't had any work done to it, as there is still some picture quality issues with the usual lines and white spots and such. But nothing major, and certainly nothing that takes away from the enjoyability of the film. The sound quality is still fairly decent as well. It is mono, but because there really isn't any action or anything like that, it's mainly just talking. The mono audio does suit the you know the emphasis of the film, which is a character piece rather than action or shootout or anything like that. So yeah, overall a really rather fairly solid film. I think definitely my favorite of the Brian Forbes films I've seen so far, although there aren't a great deal more of his that I'm particularly interested in, but of the three that I've now seen, this is definitely my favourite of them. And as far as war films go from the 60s, this is again probably one of my favourites. And yeah, it's my favourite of this box set overall, to be honest. So yeah, but we do have one more film to look at, The Bridge at Remagen, or Remagen even. And yeah, that is another one that I've seen before. Like I had seen Counterattack, which was the first film we reviewed. So yeah, look forward to reviewing that film and seeing it again. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and if you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.